Hello, everyone. Welcome to Content Supply Live. Today, we are going to talk a lot about the TikTok ban um, that is almost reaching its 75-day extension granted by President Donald Trump back in February when it was going to be banned in the first place. So, yeah, we'll talk about some potential buyers of TikTok. We'll talk about whether this extension is going to be granted, whether we'll have another 75-day extension. We'll talk all about it. I feel like this is a topic that just like keeps coming up. I feel like TikTok is always just in topic of discussion and everything. So yeah, it'll be an interesting topic today. But yeah, Kate, what are your thoughts on the TikTok ban and potential buyers?
Oh, you're muted.
Oh,
Never mind. I was saying, Justine, it is an interesting topic because you're right. It feels like it's always being talked about, and it can be kind of exhausting to like keep up with the headlines. But I'm excited to kind of break it down for our viewers and kind of give them the crucial information that they need to know. So, as you said, Justine, on April 5th is when the the extension deadline is set to expire. So if you've been on TikTok, you can kind of feel like, oh my gosh, this is once again like very anxiety inducing. And there have been recent developments where lots of brands have pitched buying the app. So I'm not sure if you already covered that, Justine, but um, yeah, basically the caveat is TikTok needs to be sold to an American company. So Amazon, in a surprising move, has actually submitted a last minute bid to acquire TikTok, which I think is super interesting. I mean, it's definitely a brand that I could totally see. It makes sense taking it over because it's obviously so lucrative. But I have read that these reports indicate that the bid is not being taken seriously by key negotiators, which is interesting to me. We don't have enough information to say as to why that's not being taken seriously. I guess it's probably just the number wasn't high enough, but there have also been several other companies who have made a bid. So, Brendan, I know you know a lot more about that.
Yeah, when it comes to like the potential buyers, I mean, you have Amazon, you've got Oracle, Blackstone. Not a fan. Private equity buying this. That's just my note there.
Really.
There's AppLovin. There it looks like there's investment groups by Frank McCourt, Jesse Tinsley. I know Mr. Wonderful at one point was throwing his hat in the ring, and there's been quite a few other investors. Elon Musk as well had tossed the idea potentially to buy it as well. So it comes back to we're not in the negotiating table. We don't know the behind the scenes of the way the deal is going to be structured. The only thing that this all this talk and all these things it really brings is like anxiety when it comes to it for these small creators and small businesses. Before I was like very kind of I didn't like the idea of like the spyware and all that jazz on the phones, but at the same time, you don't realize that this particular app is the funding method for so many small businesses in America. And the economy is, to be frank, sucky right now. It's not going well. People are struggling more even now than when Donald Trump was initially elected. Um, so it's just not been the I don't know. It just doesn't seem like a good move to. If he kicks a can, I think that might be the best move, to be honest, because a last second fire sale is basically what we're at. Because it seems like everybody just ignored it for a little while. Maybe behind the scenes, there was a lot going, and I'm sure there is. But at the current moment, like even it looks like even Trump had met and potentially threw the idea of using a potential fund to buy it, which I thought was interesting. That there's some way that the U.S. government could acquire it. Not a fan of that either, because a state-funded media thing is funky to me, especially where he wants to get rid of NPR um, and yeah, there's another PBS. He wants to not fund that anymore. So if he does the one that I don't know, it just feels funky. So
Mhm.
when it comes back to it, like there's a lot of legal implications and stuff like that. I don't know if Justine you wanted to talk about that on how that would go, but I mean Trump's meeting with everybody to kind of go over what the plan is concerning the future, and then it's going to kind of show if the administration has intent to kick the can down the road further or like ban the thing that is the lifeblood for a lot of the creator economy.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like the public opposition, like kind of how you were mentioning, like your opinion on everything has kind of changed. So has like the public perception on all of this. From Market Watch, it actually says that public opposition to the potential TikTok ban has decreased, with only 30% of the U.S. adults supporting such a measure. As of March 2025, down from 50% in 2023. So I think that's interesting that a lot of Americans aren't necessarily supporting this anymore. Because I mean, like, I feel like so many businesses and everything back in January or whenever like the TikTok was actually banned, I feel like everybody was like kind of freaking out about it. They're like, oh, what about our jobs? What about everything? But now, at least from like a viewer side, like a user of social media, a user of TikTok, I haven't heard any creators like as of recent like complain about the TikTok ban. I don't know if they're just not aware of it.
Mhm.
Because I feel like this time it's not as like publicly like televised and stuff. Like they're not talking about it as much. So I just don't know if it like people just aren't as aware of it anymore. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's an interesting thing.
News
I
I feel
cycles,
like
right?
it feels like almost like a boy who cried wolf situation where I think creators had that huge scare, like you're saying back in February, Justine. And when you come back from that, I feel like nothing feels as permanent. Like if it does get banned again, I don't think creators are going to be like taking it as seriously because they've seen it be reversed once before.
Right. And that could be the negative about it too, is it could grab everybody, you know, out of nowhere. They could be like, "Hey, Saturday, it's done." And then I don't know if that'll just bring everybody to the negotiating table to finally make it happen. Or
Hmm.
the other thing is some creators might have diversified a little bit more. And I noticed
Hmm.
that some TikTok creators, they started moving to Instagram and started building those communities elsewhere. And so maybe they're just not as scared because it's like, well, we've been down this road. We know what that's going to look like. We'll be okay. The one thing I'm not stoked on and worried about is CapCut. Like if CapCut goes gone, like that sucks so bad because there's not a bet. They have like Instagram's trying, but there's no better
Yes, I
short
think they
form.
just launched it actually.
Yeah, they just launched a new editing app. Maybe we could talk about that
Yeah.
after this too. But like CapCut, nothing's better yet for
Hmm.
short form video. There's nothing that is close. And honestly, Adobe Premiere Rush is garbage. Like the one day that I didn't have CapCut and was trying to do it on Rush, awful. It was absolutely awful. One of the worst videos I've ever edited. I felt like I was brand new. It's just super not user friendly. So like that's my biggest worry. That tool alone is like so much value that gets looped into it, and there's all the other things that we didn't realize are part of the ban, right? As well. So I don't know. It's the news cycle thing. People remember, they care,
Hmm.
and then after 2 weeks they forget about it. It could be the most heinous thing that happened in the world, and then 2 weeks later they forget about it. Like
Hmm.
that's just the sad nature of the media structure that we find ourselves working in nowadays.
Yeah, for sure. And I guess we can talk about that now. So if TikTok does go away and that includes like CapCut, what are the other editing softwares like that I mean the viewers or us can use? We mentioned the Instagram editing tool. I don't know if either of you have used that in the past. What are your
Pulling
thoughts
it
on
up
it,
right
Cade?
now. Um, I don't know. Maybe my Instagram hasn't updated yet, but
Yeah, I saw
yeah,
an
this is
ad for it
interesting.
on my Instagram like yesterday that it's like the new editing app. Maybe they timed that to be like right around the ban.
Oh, I'm sure this is strategic. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I tried InShot. I know you dig that one, Kate. I hate it. I can't do it.
Really?
Like, I really don't like it.
Oh, I
Premiere
think
is
it's
the
the
only
best.
one that I'm okay with so far. Like, I'm okay to just work those workflows and like
Hmm.
use Premiere and Mr. Horse to get the motion graphics fixes. But the
Hmm.
problem is with Premiere is the B-roll. Like the stock B-roll is built into CapCut. There's
Hmm.
no other softwares I've been able to find that are that user friendly and have like a big stock library that are just drag and drop.
Yeah.
You know, there is some elements with like plugins like Envato for Premiere that could be a good workaround, but it's clunky and it's more expensive. CapCut's
Yeah.
$10 a month, and you get a stock library and you get the app. Like that's just there's nothing better right now. But I'm curious to try this. I saw the app on a thing, but I don't know what it's called, the Instagram editing app. And I'm curious
Yeah.
because I do think that's the second best short form. Like editing Instagram native, if they have incorporated that into like its own app, that could be a
Yes.
good CapCut competitor in my opinion
It's
for sure.
true. I will say I feel like I almost like threw my phone out the window yesterday because I was editing on like Instagram, a reel that had a lot of on-screen text. And I'm sure everyone has experienced this at some point, but oh, interesting. But I posted the video once and all the text was gone from it. So it completely made no sense. I had to archive it, move it back into drafts. Suddenly all the text was back. I had to like post it, take this random like Instagram downloader app, copy it from the post edit, and it kept some of the text, but it was just like such a crazy process. And I feel like that happens all the time with Instagram. Like there's so many features that just have random bugs that just don't work right, and it's so frustrating. So part of me is like, okay, great, throw out your little Instagram CapCut rival, but can you just like fix the actual bugs on your platform? Like what I'm asking it to do is truly not that complicated. And why are you deleting all this stuff? Like it's just such bad. People are not going to trust your platform if you're known for like already not producing a great editing tool.
Yeah, there's something to that, and this is what it looks like nowadays. So I know it's the Play Store, so don't crucify me. But it's just that's what the app looks like. It's called Edits.
Interesting.
That's fine. I
Mm.
don't love the app name. I think they could have come up with something more clever. But
Yeah.
um,
Edits.
this is long overdue for Instagram, in my opinion. Like
Mm.
I, they've been a short form king for, or a queen probably behind TikTok for like 5 years, 6 years. Like, why are they just now making this? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like this just feels so behind, in my opinion. But I'm hoping it works. It's supposed to be live on like April 30th, is what the App Store says.
Mhm.
But it's again, there's alternatives with like Canva can edit some videos, but it sucks still. It needs some work. I think
Yeah.
once Canva can make editing as easy as it is on Premiere, no Adobe products have merit anymore because they've solved like most of the issues that are there. So I'm pulling for like if Canva can make an editing app that's baller, that'll that's where my allegiance will go first and foremost because I'm a very big Canva fan all around,
We
and I
love
think that that's
Canva.
like most marketers are like it's so easy drag and drop, and that's how CapCut is. Like CapCut is so easy to use if Canva could just like repackage it, have their own little like blue and purple gradient flare to it, like that would be my vote. But Adobe Rush, I wouldn't use it. It's a waste of time. Use Instagram native or get decent at like Premiere, DaVinci, or Final Cut Pro as your editing software, and actually use like a real video editing software because these phone ones they're just, um, for lack of a better term, bad, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I'll leave
I've
that.
used I don't know if you've used like Riverside for short form edits in the past.
Mhm.
I have just a little bit, and I mean CapCut is definitely like way better. But that is another option. I mean Riverside is like a paid subscription and everything. And from what I can tell, at least the Edits app, they're promoting it as a free editing app, which is really nice for creators that don't want to spend like, I mean, $10 a month on their subscription. It is a free option, which, could be good.
Yeah, for sure. Is Riverside's editor? Can you do it on on a phone, or is it basically
I've
on a desktop?
I've never tried it on a phone before. I don't even think I have Riverside downloaded on my phone. But yeah, it's just on the desktop.
Gotcha.
And they can just cut AI short form for you, or you can cut it yourself from the actual video. Like after this, like I can go into a specific timestamp and I can cut like a specific clip, and then I can download it, and I can either edit it in the Riverside app, or I mean, what I currently do is I download it from Riverside and then edit it in CapCut. But Riverside is another option. In my opinion, the fonts are not great, which is why I don't like to use it. Um, but yeah, that's another option if you're a current Riverside user.
Another thought I had too, Submagic. We've used that before
Mm.
as a
Yeah.
team on things. That one's decent. Just requires a little bit of a learning curve because they use a lot of AI, and you have to cut the video before, or I think they might have a way to cut it now, but you have to make sure it's like within the parameters, like a 2 minute video total, and you can do a little bit of changes, but it's glitchy on that. But that one has like obviously like it's $50 a month now. It's gone like way up. And then it's but it has B-roll and transitions and captions. And so if that's an option, but it's very bro marketer. If you guys remember when we used Submagic, it doesn't have like aesthetic. It's more of like flash and B-roll, transition,
Yeah.
B-roll, text.
It's one style for sure.
The stuff that's like ADD overload. But yeah. So anyway, lots of rants there on the thought, but I just hope that they make a deal so the CapCut doesn't go anywhere.
Same here. And I'm sure that a lot of TikTok creators are thinking the same thing. If they're aware that the ban is actually happening on Saturday, which they may not be aware of. But all right. Well, that is our episode of Content Supply Live today. Let us know in the comments what your thoughts are on these topics. Let us know if you think that TikTok will be banned or if they will find a buyer by Saturday, or if it'll be extended again, another 75-day extension. That's also an option. And then also let us know what your favorite editing apps are other than CapCut, so that everybody can be aware, just in case TikTok does get banned. Along with CapCut. So yeah, let us know what we should talk about next week, but we will see you then. Bye.
Perfect. Cool.
Okay.
That's a good topic.